Welcome back, guys, to another week in snowy Sweden. Today we're in Hamburg National Park, and this place is not bad. So I've decided I'm going to kick back and I'm going to relax, enjoy the view. To be honest, that was a bit harder than I thought it would be. On with this week's video. So we found Hamburg's got some really great parkups. This one in particular has a fire pit area, quite an extensive one, down here. So I think it'd be rude not to crack out the logs that are pre-supplied, great in Sweden, and have a fire, make some cheese toasties on it and have a nice chilled day out in +4 degrees.
Alex is doing the hard work doing fire and man things, whilst I'm also doing very important jobs of creating these little things. Your name shall be Bob.
Anyone fancy a seat on the bench? There's a little hole under the bench.
It's probably what? 70 centimetres?
Yeah, it's a good distance.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well.
So we noticed this hanging lichen as we were walking around. You can see it up on these trees. It turns out it grows at 1 centimetre a year. So if you see a strand that's about 1 metre long, it's been on that tree for 100 years. So it only grows in places that have really clean air, so Swedish wilderness, that kind of thing. It's not something we've seen a great deal of while we've been in other places. It's the first time we've noticed it when we looked up. It almost looks like fluff or like fur off animals in the trees. It's really strange to look at. We've just finished our campfire over there where we made some lunch. Let's go and find a parkup for the night. Good morning from another beautiful day in sunny Sweden. Today we are heading south again, continuing down to a cabin that we've got booked for Valentine's Day. So yeah, we're going to go down to that, chill out for a couple of days, enjoy a bit of relaxation out the van, do a bit of washing, shower, all the usual stuff that you do when you escape from the van. But we found, or should I say Jess found, last night the most fantastic parkup ever. Parked obviously, as you can see behind us, but then out over there is just a beautiful lake, and around it as well you've got all these fire sheds. So you've got stuff like that, and then there's also, if we go over here, all of this is also seating area and food cooking area sort of thing, which seems to be very commonplace in Sweden. So let's get on the road and let's see what we can find. Morning guys, we made it to the cabin safe last night. The sun's just coming out and then we've seen some people sparking about, so I think we're going to take ours for a little run round. I believe there's a lake further down in the village as well, so we're going to probably go and see if we can go on the lake with the spark and have a bit of a play and see what we can find. Let's go. So we checked into our cabin last night. So we're in a little town called Alvdalen, and we're currently out on this huge frozen lake, one of many that they've got. One thing I love is just sparks laid out for people to use, and this weather, to be English, is absolutely fantastic. There's not a cloud in the sky.
It's a bit colder still, isn't it? If I put minus 10 again. So.
Yeah, so it's minus 10 today. But it's nice.
Yeah.
It's fresh. So as far as the sparks go, we've unloaded ours, and it'd be rude not to take one of the many for a spin on the lake. So we left the cabin this morning. We headed west towards Norway, towards the border, because we weren't that far away anyway. We ended up in a national park called Fjellfallet, I believe it's called, to go and see a waterfall. So this waterfall we've come to see is reportedly one of the biggest waterfalls in Sweden, if not the biggest, I believe, at 93 metres tall. Now in the summer you can quite easily hike down to the waterfall. It's not that difficult to do. In the winter, however, the conditions have to be right. So today where we've found snow, and it's coming down quite rapidly, you end up having to snowshoe up and it becomes a bit more of a task to get down to it. The other thing in the winter is that the waterfall actually freezes, so you can go and you can ice climb it with ice picks. Not something I fancy doing, but I'm sure there's many of you out there that does float your boat for. I like to keep my feet firmly on the ground, not on something that usually moves. That's just me. The snow's really starting to come down, so I think for today we're going to hunker down in a car park, and I think this is where we're going to leave you for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.